This could make it in the vlog, you know.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I am sorry.
Yes.
In Budapest, once again, I got my travel shirt on and I'm ready to fly back to California today. It's the last day of my trip. I'm here in Budapest. I made my last vlog in Budapest, but also in the other countries that I had visited.
We are in Romania, okay? Damon?
Yes.
Do you like Budapest so far?
I really do.
Will you come back?
We're back.
Yes, we are. Did you miss us? Episode number 2, 1 year later.
So we've done 4 countries in less than 2 weeks. Where does the journey go from here? And more I'm finding that clarity is the key to getting what you want. Yes, there will be obstacles. Yes, it's important to set goals, to have a strategy to work toward that. But I'm amazed at how much just clarity alone starts to move you toward what it is you want. Your dreams are so much closer than what you think. In fact, they're inside of you, waiting to come out. Well, you talk. But they're there. They're already there.
Oh my god, look at me how it limps you. Oh, and there's Andre as well. Damon trying to show his new.
I'm also just curious about what's next, what's going to happen.
Yes.
We started in...
It almost doesn't seem real. I've been seeing this thing since I was a kid in history books, and here I am.
I'd never been to Rome before.
Buongiorno.
After a long plane ride, this is Rome. It's quite romantic. I would still put Paris higher on the list of being romantic.
Yeah. Okay, look, this is a pizza place that actually they have here even more than just pizza, but the pizza is just so touched my heart, on my mind, because it was so delicious. It was, we have mushroom pizza with onions. It doesn't focus, but you can understand. Prosciutto e funghi, pizza with mozzarella and ham, but for lunch this time with 4 types. Sometimes it's very simple, normal places that maybe at first seem just like, let's just give it a try because I'm hungry. It didn't give me the feeling of, I remember that place, I remember that pizza. But
She's a little drunk. Really looking forward to Swedish meatballs in Stockholm.
I'm not looking that much.
You know?
I still enjoy the pizza here.
The streets are really amazing here.
They are.
Here. They know we're tourists. They usually speak English to us right away. We're not hiding it. Move it so I can leave. We're having this nice romantic dinner. And it's no fair because they gave her more food on the plate than they gave me.
That's not true.
Yes, it is, because I finished mine first. So how is that possible? How would I finish mine? I like Rome. Damn. I think you're enjoying it more than I am. Which is fine.
Probably.
Oh, and if you're wondering what the fourth country is, the fourth country we went to is the Vatican.
The one over there, made in Anyway, let's follow him.
Naples couldn't be more different than Rome. But all these different little areas, it's very cultural, there's lights, but there's also obviously a lot of like real life stuff here where people's drying their clothes from balconies, interesting little restaurants, and also a mixture of a lot of local stuff.
And we weren't too sure about Naples, and we're walking down the street looking for this wine shop that also is a cheese shop, and you can get a wine tasting. We passed this man standing in the doorway of this shop, and he has this very kind look on it, or just a kind face, just these open eyes and very kind face, and he didn't seem to fit in the location. He didn't seem to belong there. And we passed him, and we were looking at the GPS on the phone and realized that is actually the wine place that we were looking for. So we came back to him and we said, wine tasting, and he's like, yes, come in. So we had these little stools, and we sat there and we had some amazing wine. That was some unfiltered wine, and I wanted to buy a bottle, but that was his last bottle, and he didn't even have it wasn't even a whole bottle, and he was willing to sell it to me, but I couldn't get on a plane to go to Sweden the next day with a half bottle of wine.
Oh, okay, sorry. Don't read the
Watch out. Oh, it's closed, sir. You sure this is it? You sure this is the one that said it was open until 8?
Well, no. Actually, we should get on.
It took us a few hours to get out because Yulia was doing her makeup.
You were doing your makeup.
I know. What do you
I'd
think?
never been to Northern Europe before, and I'd heard wonderful things about Sweden.
So hurry up.
I don't think. Maybe if we rush a little, we can finish dinner and eat before 9.
It's a little stuffier than Rome, I guess, but I don't know. Happy to be in and looking forward to a nice few days here.
We met Julia's brother there.
Say hi, Andrei.
Hi.
He's my brother. My big brother.
Well, everybody's big to you.
You're so funny.
Okay, so what are we doing today?
This old ship that had sunk over 300 years ago that they were able to recover called Vasa.
Unfortunately, it was poorly made, so the moment it sailed, it sank. The plan from the beginning to build a tremendous, wonderful, colorful... So right now we are heading to the place where the so-called robbery that... And we'll end the day with another Georgian wine, because Damon enjoyed the Georgian wine so much. that
There's
now
evidence that something happened here.
something definitely happened here.
We're not sure what though.
He had
I think it
some
was
coffee.
Andre's fault.
It was his fault.
No.
He doesn't want to. Basically, we had fika. That's what Swedish people call when you hang out with your friends, brother and boyfriend works as well, and you have a coffee and a little cookies. One mobile phone is not enough for him. And you can see here what a cute little place. You can see what's on the street. Yesterday we took the wrong bus because of him.
We're checking out apartments in Sweden that we might want to live in. So this is kind of a shack. I don't know if this is right for us. It's a little run down.
And I watched the movie and I really enjoyed the movie. He didn't know about this.
Behind me is the building, which doesn't look like a bank anymore, but it used to be a bank. And this is the bank where, and I think it was 1973, there was a botched bank robbery, and the hostages, the captives, did not want to leave the people who had kidnapped them. In fact, they tried to protect them when they did surrender. They tried to surround the robbers so that the police couldn't shoot them or arrest them. And this is what gave name to Stockholm Syndrome. The hostages fall in love with the people who have taken them hostage.
Then after Sweden, we came to Budapest to meet Julia's parents. When we landed at the airport and they picked us up, I was like, there's no way we're getting my suitcase and everybody else's suitcases in the back of that car because there was just so much stuff.
Deja după ce terminăm de trecut podul și mai urmărești indicațiile. Hello.
At the roundabout, take the second exit onto Clark Tear, then turn right onto ROMANIA.
Love Budapest. It's so comfortable here.
It's modern and old at the same time, and everything's nice.
A few years ago, a friend of mine asked me if we won the lottery or if we were independently wealthy, what would you do? Because you wouldn't work a normal, crappy job. You wouldn't probably pursue a career the same way. It would be more from your passion. And it just became quite clear and obvious that what I would love to do is travel more. I love traveling.
A year ago, I shot a YouTube video right there. It's interesting to be back.
Travel, read about history, about a place, travel to it, and also learn the language or study the language. Maybe not learn it to full fluency, but at least understand enough about the language, because the language tells you a lot about a country's culture. As I was walking around Rome and Stockholm and then again in Budapest,
I forget why we're here.
I realized that my life more and more is starting to reflect that.
We are here so that we are not at home.
That's a good answer. Yeah.
So we are together, so not separate, you know?
I didn't set a goal to make it that. It's not been a focus of mine, but it is something that I'm very clear that I want. We create these sort of fake obstacles to put in front of us, like when I have enough money, I'll go do that. When I am healthier, lose the weight, what have you, then I'll go do this other thing. And that's not really what your dreams are. And yes, it helps to have more money. Yes, it helps to have some of these other things that you want to put in place. But it's so much more important that you get clear about your dreams, clear about what you want, connect with that, start taking steps in that direction, and then the money will show up, the right people will show up, the resources will show up, and then your dreams start to become more and more a reality. You don't need to beat yourself up or beat yourself senseless trying to become something, trying to create the life around you that you think will give you what you want. If you're not already connecting with it, you can put those things into place, but it's often not going to give you the satisfaction or the joy or the fulfillment that you're looking for. It's here. It's already here. Your dreams are already here. They're so much closer than you think. And that it's so much more important to come at it from the inside. And this starts with just being clear about what it is that you want. And that's a journey in itself sometimes, just to get clear about that. But like I said, it's not going to happen just by sitting around thinking about it. You actually have to go out and do things. And people are so hesitant to go out and do things because they're worried about failing. They're worried about spending money or resources or making mistakes. And yeah, all those things are going to happen, but that's what it's all about. If it was perfectly safe and everything was without a single hiccup and you just slid right through life, I don't know how interesting that would be. That might be quite boring. I don't know. It's just not how it is. And you can either sit at home, not do anything, or just go to work and just do the basics and the functions of life and hope that brings you enough satisfaction to get you to the end of your life and be satisfied with that. I just know that that's not me. So I am living my dreams. I'm not super wealthy. It doesn't all look like some pristine image or fantasy that I've had in the past. And I'm more okay with that than ever. In fact, I prefer that. It continues to surprise me.
Hi. Don't you have a question for me?
What did you like most?
Rome, for sure. Pizza was gorgeous, and the wine, and the lasagna. You should show some pictures from the lasagna. But I like Stockholm.
It wasn't love at first sight in Stockholm. Is that what you said?
No.
Yeah. Love at first sight in Rome.
Yes.
Stockholm grew on us.
Exactly. But it was pretty.
I found Stockholm charming right away. She found it expensive.
Yes, and Budapest was also very sweet. We had this very beautiful big apartment, and we spent here time with the family.
Foarte bun.
Schneller.
Oh, you are on the camera. You're viewing them.
But not on YouTube.
He doesn't want to get on
You don't want
YouTube.
to be on YouTube? He already is on YouTube.
Yeah.
You are already. From the other vlog.
Oh.
Ah, yes.
They never
Yes.
saw it? They never saw the vlog?
Yeah, they did.
Yes, I saw.
Well, what did you learn on this trip?
I learned about history, that it is also made like a lasagna because every layer of history comes on top of the other.
Internal.
Oh, you go so deep. Really enjoying the moment, being happy.
She wants
That
to go
was
back
nice.
to Italy,
Oh, for sure. Yes. To Rome.
to Rome specifically.
Yes.
But I know a lot of people don't feel like they are living their dreams, and that doesn't have to be that way. You can change that right now.
So what I loved the most about the trip was definitely the food in Italy. Oh, sorry. No, it was Damon.
Good call. Good save.
And I haven't seen him in a while. And
Just start working on this a little bit at a time. You always have whatever you need to take the next step. And if you don't think that you do, take a smaller step. Find the smaller step, but keep taking those steps. Before you know it, you're here. And here we are. The wine.
there's more than 3. Sure.
It's hard to limit things to 3. I love history. I love food, good food, and I love amazing wine, which there was no shortage of there. And I had a Georgian wine that was just unbelievable, and now I want to go to Georgia, not the state, the country.
Yes, they drink coffee fast too, and they get out really fast.
Kind of missed out on the Viking stuff. Norway or Denmark or Iceland would be better places to go for that.
I've been very critical in the past of European wines. This is amazing.
Yeah, that's the same. It's a very beautiful one.
Very clean.
So this is called Gamla Stan, old city of Stockholm. Damon?